Here's a fresh take on a Hades story, blending mythology with an original twist. Hades in the forgotten oath beneath the earth, where the living dared not tread. Hades ruled the underworld with a silent, watchful eye. His kingdom stretched into the endless abyss, where the souls of the dead whispered like leaves in an eternal wind. He was the unseen hand of justice, the balance of life and death, the shadow to Zeus's thunderous light. For millennia, he had accepted his solitude, wearing his crown with quiet resolve. Persephone's presence soothed him during the brief months she stayed, but even she could not fill the vast emptiness that came with his duty. He had made peace with it until the day a forgotten oath returned to haunt him. It began with a name. Eurydice, the name carried to him on the lips of a specter, an old woman who had just passed into his realm. She was no one of importance, no queen or goddess, just a simple mortal who had died in her sleep. Yet she spoke the name as if it were a blade cutting through time itself. Hades stiffened. He had not heard that name in centuries, not since he had made a promise. Long ago, before the world had settled into its order, before even Persephone had graced his throne, he had encountered an mortal woman, a seer gifted with foresight. Eurydice had been no hero, no warrior, no queen. She had been a quiet thing, her voice full of riddles and warnings. Unlike other mortals who feared his presence, she had looked upon him with understanding. One night, by the banks of the Styx, she had spoken words that unsettled even him. Even the Lord of the Dead will know regret. Hades, ever unshaken, had laughed. Regret is for those who wish things could be undone. I do not dwell in wishes, but Eurydice had only smiled. One day, a soul will come to you, and you will find that even you are not immune to fate's cruelty. Perhaps it had been her gift of prophecy, or the stillness in her gaze, but something in him had stirred. On impulse, he had sworn a rare oath. When that day comes, I will grant a favor. A single boon, no matter the cost. She had bowed her head as if she already knew the outcome, then walked into the darkness, never to be seen again. And now, centuries later, the name had returned. Hades stood and made his way to the edge of the river Lethe, where the waters of forgetfulness lapped at the shore. He searched until he found the soul of Eurydice, untouched by time, waiting in the quiet. You have come for your boon, he said. She lifted her eyes, sorrowful and knowing. It is not for me. Hades clenched his jaw. He already knew what she would ask. Orpheus, the name was a wound left unhealed. The mortal musician who had braved the underworld for love, only to fail at the final moment. Orpheus had perished long ago, never to reunite with Eurydice. Their tragedy had become legend. Eurydice stepped forward. He has been reborn. Hades' gaze darkened. Reincarnation was rare, but not unheard of. Mortal souls sometimes found new vessels, living new lives with no memory of their past. He walks the earth once more, she whispered. And I remember. Hades exhaled slowly. This was the cruelty of fate Eurydice had foreseen. To grant or boon would mean disturbing the natural order, undoing death's finality. Yet, he had sworn an oath. After a long silence, he spoke. You will not be as you were, I know. You may not find him. I will search. With a wave of his hand, the mists of the underworld coiled around her, and for the first time in millennia, Eurydice was given life once more. Hades watched as she faded from his realm, stepping into the world above. For the first time, he knew regret. For he had given back what he had once taken, and in doing so, had defied even himself. Would fate be kind this time? Only the gods would.